Hey Leo, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today with your March 2023 monthly horoscope. These horoscopes are based on whole sign Western astrology. So I'm talking to Leo rising when I refer to the house structure. If you don't know your rising sign, you can go to one of the free birth calculators on the internet. You just need your exact time of birth and location. This is also applicable for Leo moon or Leo sun. But if you know your rising sign, then the best thing you could do would be to check that, then your moon, because I believe that humans are emotional and they manifest on their emotional body. And then finally, the third would be the sun for me. Also, these, when I refer to days and times, I'm in the Pacific time zone, so adjust for your location. And let's jump right in, Leo. The month starts with Venus in Aries making an exact conjunction to Chiron. It actually happens on the 3rd of March, and they're at 13 degrees. They are also joined by Jupiter at 12 degrees. This is an influence that I feel will be felt from the beginning of March all the way through until the 7th of March. When Venus moves off these two planets. But here what we're seeing is Venus represents our self-worth. She represents our possessions. She represents our feeling beautiful, makeup, beauty, art, relationships. But here, when we're exact Chiron, I really believe she's talking about her confidence and her self-worth and what she believes about her talents and her skills and her voice and moving that story forward. Because Jupiter here is giving us this opportunity to expand our beliefs, to sort of look at our life up until now. And then rather than, villainizing our past or regretting some things, this is an opportunity to use that information as a tool to move your story forward. Because on the same day, March 3rd, Mercury will enter Pisces, and it's making a conjunction to Saturn. So here, when we're looking at this, Leo, we're talking about Venus and Chiron and Jupiter in Aries in your 9th house of beliefs. And then we have Mercury in Pisces, which is your 8th house of transformation, making an aspect to your 7th house of Aquarius. And when I say partnerships, I'm not just talking about the 7th house is not just marriage partners. It's also professional partnerships. There are partnerships where you sign a contract, but it's also the house that represents peace of mind and harmony and fairness. So what's happening at the beginning of the month is as Mercury moves into Pisces and Mercury is conjunct Saturn at 29 degrees Aquarius, we're going to see this is a very big period of time for assessing and looking at how much time I'm spending focused on my everyday obligations, my everyday thoughts, my to-do list, my email list, my errand list, all those kind of things that we get on autopilot to get these things done. And here, as Saturn is making this conjunction to Mercury, it's like, wait a minute, let's slow down and see if these activities are serving whatever you want to create moving forward. Saturn being at this anaretic 29th degree, which is the Leo degree, it reduces down to an 11, 29 does. And so here we're seeing the master number of thought at the master degree, where a planet has been through the house for all those other 28 degrees, and now we've mastered the elements of that. So this is mastering not only the higher vibration of thinking, because Saturn is in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. And it's giving me an opportunity to liberate myself from my history, but it isn't because I'm releasing my history. It's because I'm transforming that history into a tool of awareness. And the awareness is going back to this conjunction with Venus and Chiron and Jupiter. Because in Aries, it's going to be how this wound, this self-confidence, the voice that Venus wants to transform, Jupiter rewriting my beliefs, Chiron representing the wound that becomes the gift, in regards to my individuality. What does Leo represent? Individuality at its finest. Leo is the king of the zodiac. It rules pleasure and fun and performers and clowns. And I say that because the class clown, the performer, the child, okay, the raising of children. So here you really get an opportunity the first week of March to assess in a way that empowers you versus disempowers you, because on the 7th Saturn moves into Pisces, and once it moves into Pisces, it will travel from 0 to 7 degrees in the year 2023. The year 2023 is a 7, so this is about introspection, it's about reflection, and from an intellectual way of just fairness, the 7 representing the Libra energy, and allowing myself the privilege of learning, the privilege of evolving and not expecting perfection from myself, but to understand the journey. Because on the very same day that Saturn moves into Pisces, we have a full moon in Virgo at the 16th degree. This will be the 6th of 7 full moons at the 16th degree. That 16th degree is the Cancer degree. So I'm not looking at Cancer as out. I'm thinking of Cancer as receiving. I'm thinking of Cancer as an intuitive, nurturing energy. And now it's time to nurture my intuition as this full moon illuminates this process I've been walking through of understanding how important it is that Leo represents the truth of their heart. And that's what that's what this whole illumination full moon is about. The sun will be at 16 degrees Pisces, and it will be making a sextile to Uranus at 15 degrees Taurus. So you're going to get an opportunity to have some kind of epiphany that feels like it's in the public eye. Here we're talking about Pisces is your 8th house of transformation, and Taurus is your 10th house of career. So somewhere here, you're transforming your beliefs from having trepidation about the things you're birthing out into the world. And now I believe you're starting to think, hey, you know what? If I like it, it will find its natural audience. So this is super important. I also want to tell Leo, which I think many of you might already know, I did separate videos for the Saturn move into Pisces and the Pluto move into Aquarius. So please check that video out. And I'll be doing a separate video on the full moon where we'll dig into some more detail about that moon. On the 10th of March, now we see Jupiter and Chiron conjunct. This is taking the conversation that Venus and Jupiter and Chiron had, and now Venus is moseyed on her way. She's heading off into new territory, but here Jupiter and Chiron are still connecting with higher. We're revisiting our philosophies and our ideologies. We're starting to really take what used to be a chronic pain that Chiron represented, and now we're transforming that pain into power. It's very, very wonderful. We have on the 13th of March, we're going to start to feel a trine between Mars and Saturn. Mars is in Gemini, which is your 11th house of networks of the World Wide Web, but it's also the house that represents our hopes and our dreams. It's also a house that represents money and money made over that's delayed, money that shows up, or I should say bounty and resources that show up as a result of long-term effort. We remember that the 11th house is naturally co-ruled by Saturn. So as Mars is in Gemini, and it's been in Gemini for very close to 7 months at this point. And this has really been giving Leo an opportunity to revisit any of the thoughts that you have that holds you back. Again, here I'm looking at Gemini kind of representing my everyday activities, the things I feel obligated and obliged to, and the responsibilities I have that dominate my thoughts. And now I'm wanting to move them into a higher octave of thinking, because Mars is asking me to be brave, and Saturn is asking me to really review my history from a spiritual point of view, to start to build the spiritual tools and have the bravery of Mars to move forward in a more succinct and in a stronger way. And I want to offer it this way because I very much think of Mars as sort of like Luke Skywalker, right? When he first, gets the opportunity to train as a Jedi, he's just raring to go. It's very Martian. And then there's Yoda, right? Very Saturnian. The old guy, slow down, be aware, think before you act. So this whole period of this end of last 2 weeks of March are going to be about Mars and Saturn having this conversation where the master, the sensei of Saturn, is coaching Mars into deliberate action, to use your instincts, yes, in battle, but as you train to be the peaceful warrior, you learn how to move more succinctly and your fears don't trip you up. Because on the 25th, and as Mars enters Cancer, which is your 12th house, and by the 29th, we have an exact trine to Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house and Mars in Cancer at the 2nd degree. Again, the degrees mean a lot to me. So the 2nd degree is the Taurus degree. What does Taurus rule? My self-worth, my family history, the family history being the imprint that made me my self-worth to begin with. So all of this there's a reconciliation coming. There's something about being brave and moving forward without having to have some sort of security blanket or some sort of guarantee. It feels much more pioneering to me. Now on the 16th, Venus will move into Taurus, again, your 10th house. So this could be really warm and fun because she's in her rulership. And by the time we get to the end of the month on the 30th, she'll make an exact conjunction with Uranus. So this is really giving you an opportunity to step out into the public eye and birth yourself in ways that you haven't before. And I want to offer this because it isn't always about the physical action, like I'm going to build a pen. Now you see the pen. No, this is about the mental structure, the belief system that then allows you to take inspired action, which is much more effectual than forced action. So as Venus moves into her rulership in your 10th house, you're going to start to really want to build and feel that building. And I believe that Uranus is going to liberate you, not from things that have oppressed you, but from things that have I want to offer it this way. I feel like I'm hearing intuitively places where you feel like you may not be as skilled. When you allow your own personal voice and experience to walk, with you, then there will be people that resonate that, and they won't be looking for perfection. They'll be looking for authenticity from you. And when they receive that, they will respond. Okay, then on the 19th, we have Mercury entering Aries. And this is interesting because, we're seeing this theme of these planets coming through and walking us through this deep reflection of our own confidence, self-worth, and our willingness to push past, meaning this Saturnian energy of not really buying that old story of less than. Because as Mercury moves forward in Aries, by the time we get to the end of the month on the 27th, Mercury will be at 18 degrees in an exact conjunction to Jupiter. So, and this is in your 9th house of beliefs. And now we're moving into foreign territory. This is where the 9th house and the Sagittarian energy allows me to be multicultural and multi-diverse and to really see the wisdom of the journey of the human experience. For if it was flat with just happy, 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 it would not feel fun. So sometimes those little ups and downs actually give us the resources and the tenacity and the willingness to pat ourselves on the back for what we accomplished when we thought we couldn't. And that's what this Mercury and Jupiter conjunction in Aries is going to do. It's going to have you rethink your beliefs about yourself and then allow you to birth yourself in a way that starts to rewrite your story for yourself. You come to actually bless and be grateful for the challenges in your life. On the 20th, the sun will enter Aries, and on the 21st, we're going to see a new moon at 0 degrees Aries. Very powerful new moon as it's on the world axis. The Aries energy is the spring of the new year of the zodiac. And so here we have this critical degree on the world axis, birthing in really new energy. And this is about being pioneering and brave and courageous as we birth new versions of ourselves without throwing the old versions away. Then on the 23rd, Pluto dips its toe into Aquarius. So that's going to be fun. And I want to offer it this way. Again, I'll remind you, I did separate videos. Please check those out if you haven't had a chance to, because they're very detailed. I think you'll enjoy them. But this 0 degrees of Aquarius, which will be the only degree that Pluto reaches in 2023. This is only going to happen once every 248 years. This is so powerful for liberation, for thinking in new, powerful ways that allow us to transcend the insignificant aspects of the human experience and begin to live and to breathe and to display our self-worth from our divinity, from knowing full well that we are ever evolving beings. And so here, Aquarius is going to move in at that 0 degree. It's going to remain at that 0 degree until June 11th. It will move up till, I think it's the 1st of May, and then it will retrograde back, entering Capricorn on June 11th. And then it'll stay in Capricorn until the end of the year, going back into Aquarius in January of 2024. So this is a very powerful time to allow yourself whatever epiphanies happen during this period of time, whatever lightning bolts strike. And it could be genius. It could be these really great ideas that you have. And now you get to spend some time really nurturing the seed of them, the beginning of them, so that you set a strong foundation moving forward. Because after this Pluto moves into Aquarius, that's when we really see that trine between Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. And this feels like it piggybacks a bit. So I think it's very powerful and very exciting. Could it be a bit disruptive? Maybe. But whatever is being disrupted is for your highest and greatest good. And it's more than likely places you've held yourself small. Pluto by nature rules power and control. And the human often is either the one asserting the power or the one acquiescing their power. And my thought is more for those that are acquiescing their power, this will be a time to claim it back. But the revolution will be on the inside more than on the outside. The outside will show up later on in the year. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please join me on Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Pacific time for our live stream. That's where we look at the transits coming up in the week ahead, and we do readings and get the angels' advice for traversing those transits. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the notification bell, comment. I'm very excited to bring information that you find valuable. So I'm open to suggestions. Okay, everybody, that's it for me. Peace out.